Hey everybody, Wes with Solar Midwest here, the premier Solitube dealer for the Twin Cities. And I'm here to talk to you today a little bit about Solitube add-on options. So in a lot of applications, Solitube is a great way to get daylight into the home, but in some scenarios you don't want to sacrifice an existing fixture for the opportunity to get that daylight, or you want to add something else that maybe you didn't have before. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. The first thing that we have here is a Solitube light kit add-on. So in a lot of applications, there is a spot in the home that has a light fixture. We'll use as a for instance, the top of the stairs in a hallway on a two-story home, very common. And there's a light fixture there because the designer, the architect has identified that spot as a good location to maximize the effect of a light fixture. So obviously that's going to be a good spot to put a Solitube. But you don't want to sacrifice the opportunity to have light at nighttime for just sunlight, because the sun's going to go down at some point. So we can put a light fixture inside of the Solitube. On the 10-inch unit, it accepts a single medium base screw-in light bulb, just like most other fixtures. It takes up to a 100-watt equivalent bulb for incandescent lights, so that would be 23 watts on a CFL or 17 watts on an LED. And then over here on the 14-inch Solitube, maybe a little bit hard to see because it's a pretty sunny day right now, but it accepts two of the same light bulbs. So you can get twice as much light again out of that light kit. All right, next up we're going to talk about a ventilation kit, which is one of my favorite options. So in a lot of the bathrooms that we do work in, it's a traditional or a standard 6x8 bathroom, spare bathroom. It's an interior room that's really going to benefit from some daylight, but there's a bath fan right in the middle of the ceiling, and the middle of the ceiling is going to be the ideal spot to get daylight to most of that room, or to maximize the effect of the daylight. So rather than sacrificing one for the other, again, we can combine them both into a ventilation kit. It's extremely quiet. You kind of hear it spooling up now. It sits above the insulation in the attic, so you hardly hear anything. It's rated at 110 CFM, so it's quite powerful compared to a lot of older fans, and certainly on par with a lot of the newer higher end model fans. And then if you come in closer here, you can see kind of how it's set up in the attic. So it's a divorced system from the Solitube. We're not venting any moisture out through the daylighting system. It's completely separate. But if you look up here, it might be kind of hard to see with how bright it is, but we have this crescent shape which operates as the faceplate for the vent. So you get both items in one fixture on the ceiling, both daylighting and a high power, quiet bath fan for your bathroom. So we've talked a little bit about the light kit to add an electrical light fixture to your Solitube, and the ventilation kit to add a bath fan option to your Solitube. Now I want to talk to you a little bit about truly controlling the amount of light that comes through the Solitube with a dimmer option. So in some applications, most notably like a bedroom or a media room, there are occasions where you might want to dim the amount of light coming through the Solitube. If you want to take a nap, you want to put on a movie, you maybe don't want that area quite as bright as it is outside, we have an option to do that. The Solitube dimmer is a butterfly baffle that goes inside of the Solitube. It blocks out up to 95% of the light. And we have an electrical option with a rocker switch that's more traditional. And as of this month, we're actually releasing a wireless option that is solar powered. So you can wirelessly control the power of the sun with the power of the sun. The last thing that I want to talk to you about is a solar powered nightlight option. This is a nightlight that is solar powered. There's a solar cell on this side, a couple of rechargeable AA batteries on the back, and some LED lights on the interior so that when it gets dark outside, these come on, and it kind of mimics like a moonlight inside of the tube. This sits inside the tube, just about this high up inside of the diffuser there. It's really easy to access, to change the batteries, that sort of thing. And as I mentioned, it just acts as a nightlight. Looks sort of like moonlight. It's really nice in bathrooms, hallways, mudrooms, anywhere where you don't want to trip over something at nighttime. It's a fantastic option. The one other thing is that because this is solar powered, as well as the solar powered dimmer that we just discussed, tubes that incorporate these into that system actually qualify for a 26% federal tax credit this year. So by putting this inside the tube, you can get a little over a quarter of the total project cost on your solar tube back on your federal taxes. So we've talked a little bit about the light kit, vent kit, dimmer options, night light, all kinds of things that are going to help the solar tube make your home the way that you want it to be. Please like this video. Feel free to comment with questions or experiences that you've had in the comments section and share it with your friends. We'd love to interact, create a dialogue, and see what we can do to help brighten up your home.